Hello everybody, I am Lucas from LoukasArts, and today we are back with another concept, another redstone idea, invention, thing, that I'm going to be showing to you today. Now you may have seen that we're in this peculiar room of strangeness, so where I was showing things off. Some of you may have recognized this, some of you may have not, but this is actually another concept from a video game, just as I did like the Halo armor abilities, a couple of things like that. This is a concept from the Binding of Isaac games. This is a familiar and an attack fly style concept. Where'd you go? You're around here somewhere, I know it. Oh, there you are. I thought you moved for some reason. So this is the concept idea, the fly, if you like. Here it is. And here are the modules which will come after it. So I may explain a little more about this actually. In the Binding of Isaac, you can go around in these little rooms, as I've tried to build here. You can go around and you can find these item rooms, these big golden gateways in front of them. You can go up, there'll be a little stone in the middle with a new item on it. You can pick it up and it'll do things, and sometimes you can get things called familiars. These will follow you around and do special things. Now my familiar in this case summoned attack flies. As in the Binding of Isaac, you can also summon, you can also get these flies which will fly around you and attack enemies. So I thought I would base this concept somewhat around this, although it's not perfect. It is based around that kind of idea, that it will summon in like these little buzzing little flies around you which will damage the enemy in some way. So first of all, we have this comparator clock. Now the reason I'm using the comparator clock is because the command block clocks aren't working too well in this version of Minecraft. Don't know why, just not working for me on this single player world. Not too sure, so we're gonna have to settle for this. However, I do kind of like this because this means that when the fly is following you, it kind of lags behind a little bit, so it's not perfectly stuck to your side. It's kind of more realistic in its movements. And what this does, it does a variety of things. So I'm gonna have to make this quick because last time I tried this, it was half an hour long. We don't want that. So here we have one module right here, outlined in black. The other parts to this are just replicas of this module, and so I'm only going to be going over one of those, so that's just to tell you about that. So we can turn this on if we like. That would make that fly start following us. In fact, you know what, I'm going to start it right now. You may notice over there at the side it says fly as a scoreboard, and you may notice a long string of letters and numbers, and next to that it says 1. Now that long string of letters and numbers is actually that invisible arm stand right there. Now it's very easy to summon these. You can look up it on the internet. Very simple tags to type. In fact, you don't have to look it up on the internet because it is right there down in the chat for you. Right there. This is the part you will need to make the arm stand have these special properties. You will need it to have no gravity, you will need it to show arms, and you will need it to be invisible. So you just type that in after you summon your arm stand, and bang, you have your arm stand, it'll be all invisible. And what you're going to need to do to be able to see it is just give it an item. Now I'll be holding an item just like I have given it some staying clear. Oh, now the fly is following me. As you can see. Ooh, getting a little bit of a lag here for some reason. But the fly kind of follows me around. So like this. Now, I'd like to say this in itself isn't really the fly. It's kind of like the mother fly, which would spawn more flies around it every 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is actually turn this off so it's easy for demonstration purposes. Did say turn... Oh, Did I forget to do something? There we go. What did I forget? Oh yes, this. So once you've actually want to reset this, just click the little button on the side of there. That'll turn everything off. Where'd you go, armor stand? Oh, there you are. So I'm gonna leave that there, so it's a little easier to walk around and demonstrate everything to you. But what this clock will be doing is it will constantly be running these two commands. These commands are very easy. I'll leave one of them in the description because the other one is an exact copy of it. However, has this last value changed from 1 to 2. So I'll leave this one in the description. And all this is doing is testing for an armor stand which is invisible. Oh no, it's just testing for an armor stand with a score with a fly of 1 in this case. In a radius to the player, in this case a radius of 2, so it'll be when you walk up to that little stone thing in the centre there, then it will activate it, will let it follow you around. And this is the exact same thing. Now the reason I have 2 of those in here, this one says fly score 2, is because this circuit will turn this fly scoreboard from 1 into 2. And if we do that, then this will all stop running, and then everything will turn off again. So we have to have this in there so that even when we turn it to 2, it will then continue running, basically. Now, I'd like to say we don't actually need this repeater in there, so just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to take that out. So, onto these commands now. So, what has happened here is tested for the arm stand. It has found the arm stand, and what it's going to do is the redstone signal. It's going to come out of here, set off another clock. It's going to come down here, and what it's going to do is it's going to run this command. I will also leave this one in the description. It is just setting that armor stand with a fly score of 1 into a fly score of 2. That will let these two commands run, and these are teleporting the armor stand. Well, it's first of all going to teleport it in the same place on its X direction. It's going to teleport it 1 block up and 1 block to the side in the Y direction. Then it's going to teleport it to the player because of this command. So what it's doing is it's teleporting it to the player, and then it's teleporting it up to the air there, then here, and then there. So it kind of looks like it's hovering right next to you. I couldn't really get it to teleport it just to the side of the player any other way than this. And if you swap around these command blocks, then they will look like the arm stand is stationary at the player. So make sure you get these the right way around, with this one first and this one second. Then we move on to the modular section. I'd like to note that the other 2 modules are slightly different to this one, just in the way this start area is set up. Also again, if you want to reset it, just go into all of these commands with a positive output, click that little X button, and then the output will turn negative. You shouldn't need to reset it for any reason at all, unless you're just testing, like I am. But then what this will go on to do is this clock will also continue running and go into this command block, which is testing for an armor stand with a fly score of 2. That's all it's doing, and if it has, this will give an output, which will dispense an item onto this pressure plate. Now this item will stay there for 5 minutes until it despawns, so that is like a 5-minute countdown, and when that countdown is up, it will actually spawn you a fly minion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off there so that this will all run, and you should see somewhere, oh there we go, a fly minion has been summoned. So this fly minion will help me in some various ways. What this has done is it has sent a signal through there that has turned that piece of redstone off, turned that torch on. This is just another test 4 command, so this will go through here and it will turn on this circuit. What this is doing is playing a particle effect. All you need to know here is executing at the player. It's just executing at some custom coordinates here, which I just picked randomly to make it look nice. And then we are doing a particle effect of magic crit. These coordinates, and then these are just my personal parameters. You might want to play around with these yourself. These are just the ones I've used. So all this is doing is it's playing a particle effect just at the side of the player, so it kind of looks like a little fly is following them, and that's what that does. And then just next to here we have another command block, which is again executing at the player. It is affecting all entities that are not the player in a radius of 4 with Minecraft slowness. It's affecting it for 1 second, and it's affecting it with a power of 1. So this fly will go around and give enemies slowness if they come into too close contact with that fly. They will have the slowness effect. The fly will, like, I don't know, give them a slowness effect somehow. Maybe it's a slow poisoning fly, it makes you slow or something. You can get creative with that. But here we go, we have another comparator output from the same command block, which is just testing for another fly. And this then goes into this block, powers this dispenser, throws a block on the ground, and the cycle repeats. Now the only difference I'd like you to note here is that with this particle command, you may want to note that the position of the fly has to be somewhere different, otherwise you'll have two flies on the same position. And the effect I've put here is weakness instead of slowness. I've given it them weakness with a strength of 2. And then finally here, I have another one, just the same module as before. Here we have another clock running, and instead the fly is being played over there that time. And here we are just straight up giving them instant health. Now, considering most of the enemies you'll be facing are undead, instant health will actually damage them. And considering most friendly mobs are, well, not undead, they are living, that will just heal them. So that is a beneficial fly in that it will kill off any enemies, and it will also heal most friendly mobs, apart from spiders and creepers, in which case that's just very unfortunate, and they will in fact heal those as well. But I don't imagine you'll be coming into too much contact with those compared to other mobs like zombies and skeletons, and there are pigs and sheep which you might want healing. And that's just all how that works. Now, if you ever do want to reset it for bug testing reasons, like if you've come up with like a little system of your own, all you have to do is go into these test for commands and click the little X button. That will turn all that off, nice and simple. And that's why I put these command blocks in here, so that if you want to test for a specific fly, you can just go into the command blocks for the other ones and turn those off, and that one will still be running. I thought that was a handy little feature. So that's all you have to do for that. So guys, that is pretty much it. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this all on. I'm going to get you to follow me, and I'm going to show you the finished product. So I'm going to pick that up. That's going to fire out. I'm going to pick that up. That one then fires out, and I'm going to pick that up. So now we have this kind of fly spawn, which is spawning the flies. There's one there, there is one there, and there is one there. Now, as much as this is giving instant damage to mobs, or rather damaging them, it's not giving them instant damage, it is not overpowered in a way that you can just stand still and let them come to you, because reminding you, this is going to be in a Binding of Isaac kind of inspired adventure map, or it's designed to go in something like that. It will take 15 minutes for this to charge up to its full potential and have all 3 of the flies. So let me just spawn in a couple of zombies, time set night, there we go. Spawn in a couple of zombies. There we go, we have a zombie chicken as well. So what this will do in cases like with the zombie chicken is it will kill off the zombie, but it will actually heal the chicken. So if I give the chicken a punch here, it will actually heal the chicken. Ignore these particle effects coming off the chicken, that's from another project. I have to kill you. There we go, you're being a bit of a nuisance. As you can see, if you walk up close to undead mobs, they will start taking damage. If I stay a little further away, then they shouldn't take too much damage, and that is because I've put the damage radius of 3 and the rest of them on 4. So otherwise they should have slowness and weakness. So if I go up and slap them here, or if you just watch them moving, they have slowness, and they do have weakness. I can't really show you that I'm in creative mode, but oh well, you should have been able to see that from the little starting intro video from earlier. The only downside really to this is sometimes if you're not holding anything and you stare right at the fly and you try really hard, you can pick up that piece of clay. However, I do think you can avoid this by putting like a command that says persistent on it, I believe, I think it's called, or something along those lines. I'm going to set the time to day. There we go. Just to finish off the video with a dying zombie. So guys, if you did like today's video, do make sure you do leave a like. It's very appreciated. And of course, subscribe for more Minecraft content. Do remember to comment down below on what you would like to see me make next time. And guys, that is all we have time for today. But there's one thing left to say. Well, that's goodbye.